Okay, we're gonna do this again. You can see the computer's back on, power's back on, everything's back on. Um, if you remember, inside I was getting nothing, no voltage on my body. Outside I was getting nothing. So let's try this again and let's see what happens this time. All right. Same thing. We're gonna switch it to AC volts. Um, take this lead. Remember, mine are backwards, same as before. I'm using this is ground. Your ground is normally gonna be black, but yeah, it's broken on mine, so that's what I'm doing. But what you do is these three prongs on a power strip, you want to use the ground. The ground is just what it means. Literally somewhere there's a pole jabbed into the ground that all these houses lead to for the ground wires. And this actually has, I don't know if you can read it, but this green light indicates that it is grounded. So we know that for a fact. What you're going to do is take your common or your negative, whichever you want to call it, and you're going to stick it in this ground here. And you want to make sure you get a decent connection because it's kind of wobbly. So just let it sit in there. And already, even just sticking it in there, you can see it's going crazy. I haven't touched it yet or anything like that. That's not right. Wow, that is insane amount of voltage I'm getting there. So check this out. Not touching. As soon as I touch it, shoots up to eight something volts. That's pretty crazy. Let me try something else. And shut the meter off, reset it. Could be because I'm holding my phone, and my phone's actually charging. I think that's why I was getting that reading. Let's see if it changes now. That tells you how many volts I was getting just holding my cell phone while it's charging. I'm using my phone to take this video. Let's try that again. That's correct, okay? I'm holding my phone and the wire's touching my skin. Now I wish I could film this, but it'd be kind of hard. This is not touching the wire that's charging my phone. It's laid across my knee right now. Here's the wire that's charging my phone. That's why I'm getting such a ridiculous reading. Almost 9 volts. Wow. So let's see what happens if I unplug my phone. Get that wire away from me. Now you can see we're back down in a normal sort of range. Not normal, but way less than 9 volts I was getting there. Alright. Mosquito's trying to bite me since I got this door open. Now what's interesting is you can see I'm sitting here at the computer. Okay, you can see the reading on there. It's almost 0.9 volts. Alright. If I move farther away from this computer, you can see the numbers go down. If I get closer to the computer, you see them go way back up. And that's passing through your body. Okay. Move back, goes down. Move closer towards the computer, goes up, 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 up. If I take my hand and stick it close to this Wi-Fi, my hand's on top of the Wi-Fi router now. Now look where I'm at. 2 volts coming off of there. Now I'm grabbing the Wi-Fi router line, the AC adapter line, up to 2.5 volts. Let go of it, comes right back down. And I have my rubber combat boots on from when I was in the military. I wear them because they're comfy, but they have these huge thick rubber soles, and I guarantee ain't no grounding happening with those big suckers on. So that's for inside. Sitting here, I'm getting about 1.12 volts while I'm sitting here working on the computer. And the reason I'm making this video is because I have Lyme disease, and a lot of people think that the electromagnetic frequency and the electromagnetic radiation are, they're really screwing people's sleep. A lot of people can't sleep properly these days, and there's really no answer to why, but your brain goes through stages while it's asleep, and gets into the deep delta waves and stuff, and this radiation can really screw that up. It's been proven that if you take somebody who's having sleeping problems and stick them in a Faraday cage and let them sleep, their sleep dramatically improves. And I think there's a decent argument to this whole thing that a lot of people are electromagnetic sensitive. So I'm just doing this experiment to actually show people what they're being exposed to. If you remember the first part of this video, there was literally zero. The power was off. There was literally nothing. I'm going to go back outside, do the same exact thing I did before. You can see there's those big power lines, and on that particular pole there's a decent sized transformer. That's why I did it in the corner of the yard I did. And to be fair, I marked the spot exactly where I did it before. So, trying to be as scientific as old redneck can be. But anyways, I used some sticks to mark my spot. I'm going to do the exact same thing. When I did this last time, zero. The power was off to the entire neighborhood. So same thing as before. I'm using this as a common or ground. And I'm just going to jab it into the earth. Find somewhere the grass isn't too thick. There, get it in there. Alright, I'm going to switch this on. Alright. So here I'm not, before I was getting nothing. I'm not touching it yet. You can see it right here. I'm not touching this yet. Before I was getting absolutely no reading at all. Even with me not touching it. But now, if I touch it, 0.2 volts, standing outside, all from these lines in that transformer there. That's all where this is coming from. If I stand up and present my body as a bigger target, I'm going to get blasted with more. I'm going to stand up and see what happens. I don't know if you can see that. Just me standing up, look what that meter did. All I did was stood up. Because by standing up, I'm increasing my surface area, and a lot more of it is getting absorbed into my body. Now, something interesting I want to do, I have my ground set up, and I'm touching this. Now I want to be able to show you that what happens. I'm going to keep touching this lead, and then I'm going to stick one finger into the ground. Here's my finger. Watch what happens when I ground myself. Amazing. Goes back down to almost nothing. So right now that EMF is passing from that transformer into my body, through my body, and back into the ground. When we're not grounded, it has nowhere to go. So your body just absorbs it. It can affect your heart rhythm, your breathing, your glands in your body, stuff like that. Now I'm going to take my finger out of the ground, and I'm still touching the lead. Ground. That's just with one finger. If I put my whole hand, I can almost reduce it to nothing, because the current has more surface area to flow through. With just one finger, it's all going through my finger instead of my entire hand. So I'll stand up one more time and let you see that. Look at, I'm not even fully standing up yet. Almost 0.8. Just stand out in my yard. Anyways, I think you get my drift. A good thing to do would be to do this in your bedroom. See what kind of EMF you're getting in your bedroom. If you're having sleeping problems and stuff like that, you can't stay asleep and stuff like that. People in big cities, like I live here in Houston, they're going to have a lot more problems than people that live out in the country. The solution to that, one thing you can do is flip your fuses off, or flip off the fuses to that part of your house. You can see over here, we got this bastard here, smart meter. They're not too smart. Oh, they're pretty smart, but they're disastrous to your health for anybody who has sensitivity to electromagnetic radiation and stuff like that. I'll do one more thing. I'll take this meter and move to the other side of the yard, opposite of the transformer, and let's try that. I moved a good bit away from that transformer. We'll see what it is now. Take your probe, stick it in the earth. Take the other lead, stick it on your finger. Wow. Instead of almost a full volt, I'm at 0.040. And that's because I moved to the opposite end of the yard where that transformer is. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there. It's affecting people, and it's a problem. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just take my finger, ground myself out. 0. Okay? I hope that somebody can get a little bit of an education about this stuff. Maybe you're having sleep trouble, or maybe you have a chronic disease, you don't know what's causing it. There's a lot of doctors who are starting to figure this stuff out. So that's my video for now. You guys can try this at home. You can go to Walmart and get yourself a multimeter. They're probably about $20. You don't have to get a fancy digital one like this. You can get an analog. They're probably even cheaper. You might be able to find one for $10. But test out your sleeping location and your computer area and stuff like that, and go outside a couple of times a day in your bare feet, ground yourself out, because that energy can build up in your body also. Just go ground yourself out. I got a lot of ringing in my ears from doing artillery and shooting a lot of guns while I was in the military, and I noticed when the power was off, just for a couple hours there, the ringing definitely started going away, and wasn't nearly as bad. So anyways, I hope you learned something, and hope this video helps some people out. Alrighty, talk to you later.